I'm here with Troy Redding. You are a great supporter of North. Board member. You try. I think you do better than try. You do a terrific job, and you have a special cocktail for us.
Yeah, we have a special cocktail. That's a cocktail kit for you to prepare at home. Sort of a let's get started party, right?
All right. Well, I'm ready. Let's get the party started. Let's go. What do we have?
So we are building a cocktail. Well, you are building a cocktail, and you have in your packet you have a shaker tin. It says Holman's Table on it.
Hey.
We're going to start with that.
Nice.
So
all right, I'm doing the work.
You're going to do the work. I'm going to put some ice in there for you, Jason.
I'm going to grab it from you, Troy.
All right.
All right.
So, well, start with some ice in your shaker tin because that's what marries all the ingredients together and makes a great cocktail.
Okay.
And you're going to start with your 2 mini bottles of Tito's vodka.
Both of them?
Both go in, yes.
Yeesh.
And this is going to make 2 cocktails, 3 if you want them light.
All right. Who wants that?
Who wants that, right?
Right. And we want people to bid very generously, so for sure, this helps.
We should probably put some extra in.
All right. The Tito's is in. What's next?
Next, we are adding lemon juice.
Okay.
It's fresh squeezed lemon juice.
Great.
An ounce of that's going in.
All right. Got it.
And then we have a couple ounces of grapefruit juice. Yours is ruby red, so it'll look a little bit different, but
Trust it.
Trust it. It's grapefruit juice.
All right. Grapefruit juice goes in.
Now, the most important ingredient is the shrub that we made. This is a blueberry basil shrub.
Okay.
It's blueberries, basil, that's cooked down with sugar and water, and then apple cider vinegar.
Ooh, all right.
That's
So
what
that's
makes the shrub.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. You can smell it. And there we go. All right.
Perfect.
It's go time.
Now you're going to shake it up.
All right.
At home, you'll just put the top on your shaker.
Right here. I hope
Here.
I slammed it in hard enough.
I think you got it.
All right.
You want to give it a good shake. You actually want to feel some condensation on the outside of your glass, which means it's really mixed well.
Yeah.
What you're seeing right there.
How annoying was that to hear a full-on shake in your
Probably.
speaker? Pretty good.
So,
all right.
Then fresh ice into your glassware.
Okay. Look at that. And Troy, have you named this cocktail?
You know, I haven't. That wasn't in my job description. I left that to somebody else.
I think that's all right. You know, when I showed up at North
Yes.
16 years ago to have my first child, I didn't know his name either. So,
Well, perfect.
fine. Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, I didn't really have the child. Let's be honest, my job was the easy job in that
There you
scenario. All right. Do they have like a little thing?
They have a top at home, yes.
Okay.
So they can take the top off and just pour it in. It'll strain right in.
Look at that. Boy, I feel like a regular mixologist here, Troy.
You know, you did pretty darn well. Look at that pour. It's perfect.
Follow directions is what I try to do. Look at that. That looks great.
It's wonderful.
Ready?
And then at home...
we have a garnish.
We have a garnish. And
of course.
Important. So at home you have your blueberries and your basil. You just put them together on your stick
Look at that.
into the glass.
Now we're ready.
Now we're ready.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, Jason.
Thank you. All right.
Well, that's pretty good.
Hey, we did a heck of a job here.
We did.
Thanks to Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, your house is always comfortable, so you're rested and ready to take on the day. Eventually. Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. Comfort you deserve.
I'm Jason DeRusha. We're here at Holman's Table with Chef Garrett Green. Chef, great to have you here.
Great to be here.
Boy, thanks for what you've done in creating this meal kit for people. Tell us what they're about ready to enjoy.
Gotcha. Well, it should be a nice, fancy TV dinner for you, basically. We're going to do all the work here ahead of time. When we're watching this, or when you're watching this at home, you will get a pack that will have the meal all ready to go. There'll be heating instructions in there, so they'll go right into the oven.
Perfect.
Short
ribs, right?
Yep, so braised short ribs, butternut squash and orange puree. We've got Brussels sprouts and also some horseradish pickled shiitake mushrooms.
All right, you guys have the easy job at home. You did the hard work here in the kitchen.
Yes.
Tell us what kind of went into all the flavor we're getting in these short ribs.
All right, so lots of beef because we're feeding a lot of people. So we have lots of braising to do. That's a technique of cooking in a moderate amount of liquid. And that liquid's going to be wine, which we all love, right? And beef stock. So we season up these short ribs very nicely with salt and pepper. Nice hot pan, get a good sear on it. We've been searing the beef here for a few minutes on the one side. And when we give it a turn, that's what we're looking for, is that nice dark brown color. That'll make a very flavorful piece of meat. We want to do this on all sides of the meat. The caramelization is really important. And you'll also get the little bits that stick to the bottom of the pan, which is known as fond, and that creates a really nice flavor as well. We cook the vegetables in that same pan with herbs and garlic and peppercorns. We deglaze it with that red wine and the beef stock, and then throw it in the oven and cook it low and slow. I added about 1 part wine. It'll give it body, it'll give it texture and flavor. Once we put the raw wine in there, we want to cook that down for a little bit to get rid of any raw flavor and also to intensify the flavor before we add the beef stock. Once the beef stock is added in, you're able to cover this pan or put it into another pan and go right into the oven, and we cook that for about 3 hours.
So much flavor in that process, right?
Yes. Yeah, you get a lot of flavor in there. Like I said, there's all the meat juices that come out of there. Make a delicious gravy or a julie once we finish it.
Meat Juices was the name of my college band.
That's a great name.
Yeah, they were terrific.
That is awesome.
Kind of a ska situation.
I like it.
Braising is very common technique, but what a treat that no one has to do this work at home.
Yeah,
It takes a little while.
Yeah, we'll braise those short ribs for at least 3 hours. We'll check them to make sure they're nice and soft. If they're not, we'll put them back in. I've moved the meat to the pan that I'll be braising it in the oven. And what I'm doing is I'm getting the meat up top, so the veggies are underneath, to keep it off the bottom of the pan. Almost like a homemade roasting rack with the vegetables. And then from here, what I'll do is I'll put some parchment paper and aluminum foil, and then into the oven for about 3 hours. But you'll get all that delicious work in probably about a half hour that it takes to reheat it.
Love it. And when you pull it out of the oven, you might want to put it on a fancy plate to make it seem like you've done something.
Exactly. We'll probably have a picture for you guys too. What we'll do is we'll have that squash puree that you warmed up. We'll do a nice little fancy swoosh, I like to call it. We'll plate some Brussels sprouts and the meat just right. We'll finish it with the gravy or the julie, the little pickled mushrooms, and then maybe a little scallion or chive. We'll see what's nice and fresh on top for a nice garnish.
Awesome.
Look
Chef,
very professional.
Very professional. That's how we roll around here. Chef, thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Hey everybody, I'm Jason DeRusha from WCCO TV. Are you feeling good? We're so glad to have you a part of this tonight. The annual North Memorial Health Gala, Making Compassion Count. We have so much fun when we're together, and we're still going to try to create some of that energy tonight as we spend 20 to 30 minutes learning more about what's going on in the North Memorial Health System. You're going to hear from somebody as happy with the care as my family was when we brought home our 2 children, both born at North Memorial in Robbinsdale. Shout out to the nurses out there. I mean, the doctors, you guys are fine, but we know who did the real work back, oh my gosh, 16 years ago, I think. I have a driver now. It's horrifying. We are going to do a lot of great work tonight. I want you to learn how your dollars, every dollar you spend tonight, will help support initiatives really aimed at addressing issues of diversity, equity, and inclusion. We know how important that is, and tonight's your chance to make a difference and put your dollars directly to work to make that difference in our hometowns with our friends and our neighbors. Sarah Knox is going to guide us through some great live auction items. I'm just glad you're here. Thank you so much for taking some of your time out on this Saturday night, and let's get it started.
Thank you so much, Jason. I am so excited to be here as your co-host and auctioneer tonight. North Memorial Health holds a special place in my heart since it's the place I was born. This is where I started my life. And also because of the amazing work they do to provide quality health care to this community. So it's safe to say we are in for a great night. For those of you tuning in, I would love to see you. Can you send us photos of how you're joining us, who you are watching with, and what you're wearing, as long as it's gala appropriate? Like, it could be pajamas, I don't care what it is, but you know what I mean by appropriate, folks, okay? Are you kicking back on your couch in your living room, or did you set the whole dining room table, or are you just like sitting on the floor in front of your TV eating out of containers? I don't care. We would love to see your faces and give a feeling of community here. So text the number on our screen or post hashtag North Memorial Gala on social media. And we'd love to hear from you since we aren't all in a room together tonight. So thank you in advance for sharing those with us. And now just a few housekeeping items before we get this party started. So if you're watching this on a big screen with a group of friends, take out your phone, computer, or tablet, and by scanning the QR code on your coaster right here, which you should have some of these, or in the program that you received, you can go on in and set up your own account to bid on the amazing auction items. Our 4 premier auction items just officially opened for bidding, and we will highlight those later in the program, but the time to bid on those is actually very limited. I think we only have an hour left on those, so bid fast and bid high. And although I know some of you plan to pay top dollar for those premier auction items, there are so many opportunities for everyone to participate and show your support at every level tonight, starting at as little as $25. You can also make a donation of any amount at any time tonight, and every single bit that you put forward helps. Really, you are here to make a difference, and we're so glad you're with us. And lastly, I would love for you to take a look at the over 40 generous sponsors in the sponsor tab who have made a commitment to make a difference through this event. And it's pretty incredible to see them and how they are rallying around us together. And we are so grateful for each and every one of them. So check them out. Okay, I think that's enough of all the housekeeping items and logistics. So let's get on to the good stuff tonight. Next, I want to introduce you to Dr. Kevin Croston, Chief Executive Officer of North Memorial Health. He has been with North for more than 25 years as a practicing physician and leader. So take it away, Kevin.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here with us as we gather from our own homes again this year. We are so excited to celebrate North Memorial Health's efforts to provide the very best care to our entire community. COVID-19, and most recently the Delta variant, has forced us to continue to change our plans, adjust our lives, and make the best out of a situation that can feel overwhelming at times. But this gala is always such a special event for me because it's the evening that we all come together, whether that's via a computer screen or in a ballroom, as friends, families, team members, and sponsors to support North Memorial Health. To each of you here with us, you are all a part of our health family. By supporting our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, you will have a direct impact on our customers, their families, and our healthcare team. Our aspiration to become an inclusive organization where each person feels valued and respected is not new, but we need to work together and take even more actionable steps to achieve our goals. Our first step is to discover and recognize the things we don't already know. While our care teams are experts in the medical field, there are many ways we can continue to learn about the barriers that might be stopping us from best serving our customers. Your gifts will help us educate our entire team on how to recognize and overcome the biases we may have and may not be aware of, and improve cultural competency and understanding of communities who look and sound different from ourselves. In turn, we'll ensure everyone on our team can better understand the needs, values, and wishes of those trusting us with their care. The second step is to provide our customers with all the tools we need to fully participate in their treatment plan, including language translation of all our medical materials and better accommodating those with vision or hearing impairment. And lastly, we are asking you to help us enhance the experience of everyone who enters through our doors. We'll do this by incorporating elements that are more reflective of our different cultures into our facilities and engage with our local community members and groups to ensure our building designs, signage, and respite spaces are inclusive, safe, and culturally appropriate. I am confident with your help, our efforts will achieve these goals, and our entire team is committed to these goals as well. Tonight, our System Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Jesse Kingston, will speak about some of these priorities. Jesse is leading nearly 100 team members and leaders who have volunteered to help in this effort to ensure our goals are met. These individuals are putting in extra time to implement our new initiatives in addition to their assigned job duties. It's quite inspiring and makes me so proud to see this passion and energy within our organization. Before I leave you, I must thank our biggest supporter and presenting sponsor, Ryan Companies, for your outstanding partnership and commitment. I'd also like to recognize our tremendous platinum sponsors, DJ Kranz Company, Favored Healthcare Staffing, Standard Heating and Air, and Superior Wealth Management. Your level of support for these important initiatives is incredible, and we are truly grateful. To each of you watching, if you take away one thing after this event, I want you to know that North Memorial Health is committed to serving the community in a way that meets their needs with the utmost integrity and a depth of understanding. Thank you again for your generosity, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you so much, Kevin. It is amazing to hear the steps you are taking as a health system to ensure that everyone receives the care they deserve. And it's because of all of you who are watching and attending this event that we are able to make a difference in the world. And I know that together tonight we can achieve health equity for all. Next up, I want to share the story of a young woman named Cheyenne, whose life was saved due to the care approach of North Memorial's community paramedic team. Diversity, equity, and inclusion support is so critical in the world that we live in, especially when it comes to healthcare. So here's her story.
Before I moved to North Memorial, I didn't feel like I was being heard at all.
Not many 18-year-olds go through the ordeal that she had to go through.
It is what we all need to be better at, because I feel that a lot of the reason she wasn't listened to is because she's an 18-year-old black female who seems disinterested, instead of an 18-year-old female who's running through her head, how am I going to live to raise my voice? We need to be better. We can do better than that.
When I got to North Memorial, before I even met Clara, at first I didn't feel like we were being heard a little bit. I mean, like I was being heard, but only to certain doctors.
Cheyenne was actually referred to us from one of the floors at North Memorial Health after she'd been hospitalized for congestive heart failure secondary to her pregnancy. Community paramedics at North Memorial Health serve underserved populations, generally that are affected by the social determinants of health. On our first home visit, a lot of what we saw with Cheyenne was she was exhausted to the point where she couldn't walk pretty much anywhere. Ultimately, her heart was in such a condition that any other treatment wasn't going to sustain her life, and she had to be a heart transplant patient.
I just had kids, and I've hold them like maybe 3 to 4 times before I was just like, oh, I can't do this. Like, just holding them like I couldn't breathe. I was tired. Like, I was really happy to be like, I was basically a newborn myself. Everybody was watching me, walking me, like everything. Wasn't kind of in the mood to meet anybody. I didn't really want to tell anybody what's going on because I already had so much going on.
The more I got to know her, the more I realized that that was not her being dismissive. That was her shutting down because she was getting overwhelmed by information.
Like with Clara, I was able to talk to her, and she was able to like help me put it in the fastest, quickest way to talk, so they could ask me questions and I just answered like that.
You know, if we were typically reading body language, we would be like, oh, that person's kind of shutting off to me. They're not listening to me.
She kind of took a lot of stress off and was like, okay, we need this done. This is what's wrong with you. We need to educate ourselves about this. And
she was nauseous the entire time. And it was a little heartbreaking to find out later on that one of the reasons she was so nauseous, or the reason she was so nauseous, was because her heart wasn't actually perfusing enough blood to get down to her stomach to digest the food, so she would automatically just get sick every time she ate. I needed to explain to her that we needed to get her medical care and the appropriate medical care sooner rather than later, that her heart was not going to be strong enough to sustain her much longer in the condition she was in, and that really our goal was to see her raise her children.
There are directions that we took with Cheyenne that wouldn't necessarily all be traditional for a healthcare system to perform, but we knew what needed to be done. We saw what that care plan needed to be to get her where she needed to be, and we felt like we were very supported from the organization in the efforts that we made to support her.
When Cheyenne had just had her breathing tube out and they were taking her off sedation and they were getting her to the point where she wanted to move around, she wanted a pen and paper, and so her mom gave her a pen and paper and she scrawled out "walk" because she wanted to walk. I think that was everything for them, because now they're getting her back. Now they're getting back their daughter, their sister, their mom. Monday after work I went up to see her and I walked in the room and she said, "I've been waiting for you." And after we talked for about 5 minutes, I was like, oh my God, this is you. I never got to know you. She was this bubbly, vivacious, up, joking, laughing, smiling young lady. And although she was still Cheyenne, she was a very different version of herself.
I would like to say, first of all, thank you guys. Me and my family love y'all so much. Like, I wouldn't be here able to be a full-time mom and work if it wasn't for y'all. They gave me the opportunity to get to know them each together one by one, and they showed me that they cared and wanted to help me get better. Clara will say you're just invited to the cookout. So, period. When you come to Cali, we're going to make sure we get you a plate, because you guys are most definitely family. Let's see. I'm going to give you a kiss.
Wow, thank you so much, Clara, John, and the entire community paramedic team, and especially Cheyenne, for sharing your journey with us. It is so inspiring to see the positive outcomes that can happen with education, understanding, and compassion. Cheyenne's story is a great example of a patient who would typically have had very poor maternal health outcomes. But with well-trained, culturally competent care providers, we can improve those statistics and have more great outcomes like Cheyenne's. And honestly, as a mom of 2 kids myself, I cannot imagine going through something like that with 2 brand new babies to care for. Those little boys are so lucky and adorable, by the way, to have their mom with them today, thanks to the work of the team at North Memorial Health. Thank you so much to them, and thank you so much to all of you who are watching, because it is because of you that North Memorial is able to help provide care like that to people like Cheyenne. So now is your chance to be a part of the compassionate and life-saving work that we are doing tonight. So right now, we're gonna ask you to dig deep and put yourself in Cheyenne's shoes and give what you can to help others just like her. And guess what? It is so easy. All you need to do is simply hit that donate button on your screen right now. This is the time. Or if you're in those auction items, feel free to keep bidding on those auction items for awesome packages, gift cards, and fun theme baskets. But tonight we're raising money because healthcare disparities impact a community in completely different ways. For instance, my everyday experiences might look different from a person who uses a wheelchair, or my healthcare experiences might differ from a person who uses a communication device or an alternative method of communication. People from diverse backgrounds, whether it be culturally, religious, linguistically, are often going to face barriers to healthcare, and that is the issue that we are trying to solve tonight. North Memorial's mission is to empower their customers to achieve their best health. And with that in mind, North Memorial is committed to look at healthcare differently. And with your gift tonight, you can help that mission. And this is what we're gonna do. I want you to pull out those phones and click that donate button on your screen right now to help others like Cheyenne. And I see so many of you are giving right now. I have my numbers rolling in front of me. So I'm just gonna take a minute to thank some of you. I wanna thank Dana and Carol and Catherine and Peter, the Christensen Group Insurance, Horowitz, Kim. We have some anonymous donors, Laverne and Dorothy, Mark, the Olson family, Robert, Willis Towers Watson, Dave, Laura, Cheryl, Nancy, Carolyn, Jan. Oh my goodness, you guys, these are coming in so fast. I am gonna keep coming through these, and if I miss some of you, I just wanna let you know that I see you and I thank you all so much. Carrie, Lori, thank you so much to all of you who are giving right now, and continue to put those donations in and continue to partner with North Memorial tonight, because honestly, you are making a huge difference. I mean, can you just imagine entering a hospital in pain, scared? Many of us have been there, but what if you couldn't read the signs or know where to go? When you choose to donate tonight, you are doing so much more than just giving a donation. You are making a choice to lift up a neighbor and care for them in a profound and incredibly practical way. So take a minute to think about our neighbors who might be seeking care but don't have access or are unable to access health care in the way that they need it, the way that they deserve it. Hit the donate button right now on your screen. Make a gift that is meaningful to you. And again, we're having some more coming. I just see those numbers riding up. Terry, Pamela, Mike, thank you so much. Lawrence and Mary, Frank, another Mary, Eric. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I want to take a moment to thank BMO Harris Bank, who has made a $15,000 donation to support our efforts tonight. Thank you so much. Mike Steinhauser made a gift. Thank you so much to you, Mike. Emergency Physicians Professional Association has made a gift. I just want to thank you so much, guys. We are at currently 105, 106. These numbers are rolling so fast because you're putting these donations in so quick. So I'll keep you updated. We're up to $112,000 right now, and I know it's moving really fast. I'll come back to that number in just a little bit. But while you're making those gifts, let's learn more about how your generosity tonight will be put to work. North Memorial Health System Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Jesse Kingston, will share how your support will help improve outcomes for our community.
With your support, North Memorial Health will transform its services and create a culture of belonging for our diverse community members. We will do that by addressing systemic racism and health inequities and create a culture of belonging where every single customer knows that they feel welcome. First, we will develop a best-in-class language assistance program. Whether English is not your first language, or you are deaf or hard of hearing, or you have challenges that make speech difficult, we will ensure that we will hear you and make sure you feel valued and respected. Second, we will develop tools for our team members and providers so they know how to provide culturally responsive care that meets the dimensions of difference of all of our customers. Finally, we will conduct an assessment across all of our facilities and make changes to ensure that everyone has a sense of belonging. Culture sets the tone in every environment. Do you feel at home? Do you feel cared for? And that your feelings are being listened to? That is the tone that we are focused on, ensuring for every customer's experience. North Memorial Health is located in diverse communities. We want to make sure that our customers don't face any barriers when they are seeking care. We want to make sure that we help them achieve their best health with your gifts. We will develop and provide tools and create facilities for everyone to have a sense of belonging and feel welcome. Thank you for investing in this journey. We are in this together.
Jesse, thank you so much for your depth of knowledge and leadership in these critical efforts. In discussion with the North Memorial team, I learned that last year alone, they served people who spoke over 117 different languages. And I laughed because I honestly didn't even know that many existed. And while they are already offering interpretation and translation services, your dollars will help them invest in even better technology, tools, and resources to ensure that cultural nuances are acknowledged and access to care is equitable and that their physical space is inclusive to all. And I know some of you are watching at home and you have sent in some of your photos tonight. So we are going to be taking a look at some of those. Again, if you haven't sent those in, you can share them on social media at #NorthMemorialGala or text your photo to 360-525-1494. Thank you so much to everyone who has already given tonight. I want to talk to you, though, about some of our premier auction items that we have to highlight. And before we move on to our entertainment and our after party this evening, and I know many of you have started bidding on these, but they will only be open for a little bit longer. Let's see, until 8 o'clock. We are at 7:24 here. So let's get those phones out and let's see how high we can get these items before they close in about 35 minutes. Let me see how fast we can go. All right, let me show you what we have. Our first auction item in the premier auction is the wine tasting in Willamette Valley, where you will experience a 3-night stay for 2 at the Setting Inn, located in Newburgh, Oregon, which is perched on a gently sloping hillside with gorgeous views of the Willamette Valley. So here you're gonna sleep in a king guest room with the Europe meets Oregon inspired rustic continental breakfast and the gorgeous outdoor fire pits and inviting courtyard. It's all very picturesque. You will also be chauffeured through a wine tasting tour, which will introduce you to some of the most delectable wines of the Willamette Valley, including an exclusive tasting at Domaine Serene, followed by the views of the Penner Ash Wine Cellars patios, while of course experiencing a wine flight presented by a dedicated host. And your tour will end with lunch at Trellis Wine Bar and Kitchen. Okay, this package also comes with a $1,000 Delta gift card and booking concierge service to make planning a breeze. The current bid is currently at $3,750. I believe the next bid would be $4,000. So if you are not the top bidder, you need to go bid on that right now. Okay. We have another package here for you. Okay, border battle. Any Vikings fans watching right now? Okay, how about Packers fans? No judgment either way, because honestly, I don't care who you root for as long as you bid on this item. Okay, this package is going to include 4 tickets to the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers game at noon on November 21st. We all know you already have it in your calendar. And you're going to be in section 127, row 14, with seats 16, 17, 18, and 19. And you'll get a parking pass for the day. And then after the game, you'll finish your day at Murray's Steakhouse with a $500 gift card. The current bid for this is at $1,500, and I know we can do even better than that. So remember, whoever bids the highest is sure to have their team win. That is how it works. Trust me, I would not lie to you about something like this. So just go ahead and bid on that when we know we want to raise that bid. Our next item is the Tennessee Whiskey Adventure for 2, where you will spend 3 nights in a superior guest room at the Lowe's Vanderbilt Hotel to take in the sights and sounds of Music City, USA. AKA Nashville. During your trip, you will spend the day sipping and seeing the historic distillery where Jack Daniel's whiskey is made during an immersive day tour. Okay, this small group tour will include guided transportation with a whiskey expert, an exclusive salute to Jack Daniel at his very grave site, and you'll get an elevated tasting of the premium whiskeys at the distillery, plus lunch in Lynchburg. So with this, you're gonna get history, gorgeous views, and of course, whiskey all in one day. This package also includes round-trip airfare for 2 from within the lower 48 states to Nashville, Tennessee, and a $250 gift card for Urban Grub in Nashville. The current bid on this is $3,000. So if that's not you, get that bid in. $3,000 is the current bidder. And just so you know, this item is open for a while. So not to bid on, but I mean, you can use this item for a while. So feel free to bid on it right now and take the travel later. And our final most delicious item is the Holman's Table Chef Dinner. Here you will head via limousine to a chef-crafted dinner for 6 at Holman's Table, which will be overlooking the historic St. Paul Airport. Holman's Table provides a retro vibe with modern dishes to create the best of old and new for you and your friends. This dinner will be a unique 4-course meal and will highlight their worldly cuisine with locally inspired flavors. Each course will be paired with a thoughtfully selected wine, beer, or cocktail. And the current bid on this, oh, that just went up since last time I looked at the screen, $1,550. So keep bidding on this. If that's not you, you know you got to get that bid in, because this is going to be so fun. You do not want to be eating at home while someone else out there is eating this meal, okay? So go ahead and bid. You will be very sad if you don't. A special thanks to Ally Restaurants and Holman's Table for this dinner. And this would just be so much fun to do with friends or family or like me. Many of you have gotten to taste the delicious food. I saw some of you in the chat before I hopped on stage here. We're talking about how you had it heating up in the oven, and I loved watching Jason talk with them about what you're eating tonight. So fun. So I know this will not disappoint. This is gonna be great. And I can see so many of you are bidding on these right now. Do not stop. These are only open until 8 p.m. So now is the time to be bidding on them. Just don't stop, right? They are only going to be available to you tonight. So thank you to all of you who are bidding and who have continued to give tonight. I do have an update for you on the giving. I see a few more donations have come through. I left you, when we left last on the donations, we were at $112,000. We are now up to $389,553. So many of you have gone in. Jeffrey, several anonymous donors here. Todd, Ryan, more anonymous donors, Dr. Paul, Diane, again, oh man, lots of items without bids are still on there. So go ahead, check out those items that haven't been bid yet. I just want to say, Margaret, we're seeing so many of these come through. I know many of you have given since the last time. There's only a little bit left in this auction, and it closes at 8 p.m. sharp. And if you are outbid, you will be receiving a text message. It's a friendly text message, not a mean one, don't worry. But you should still feel a little pressure to bid, right? And if not, you know I'm giving you that pressure, right? Bid on those until 8 p.m. and you're gonna get that text message, so keep those phones out so you do not miss a thing. And I know I'm planning to do a little shopping tonight, because why not support a good cause and get your shopping done early this year? So I am going to kick it back to Jason so I can get those bids in, but I just wanna thank every single one of you who showed up tonight and gave generously and continues to bid. I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you.
Wow, thank you guys so much. What an amazing effort tonight. You are really making a direct difference in the lives of so many people in our community. You think about maybe a moment that you had an interaction with the health system, and sometimes it's scary. And think about, well, we've learned so much tonight, right? About all the different ways that equity and inclusion and diversity can manifest itself when it shows up at the doors of one of our facilities. And you are going to make that moment, that interaction, so much more comfortable. And we know that leads to better outcomes. So we're excited about all the work that we did tonight. I hope you had some fun too. And I can't wait until we all can get back together, because I really love to see the dance moves. Really, you know who I'm talking about. We are going to have a little bit of a dance party. You'll just be doing it, you know, maybe on your back porch or in your kitchen. We're so excited to bring you a DJ set from DJ Bonix, who is terrific. So don't worry, the guy from Channel 4 isn't watching you, so you can dance however you want. And I can't wait to see you again next year when we continue our efforts to make this community a better place to live. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a good night.
Thanks to standard heating and air conditioning, your house is always comfortable, so you're rested and ready to take on the day. Eventually. Standard heating and air conditioning. Comfort you deserve.